Hello, my name is Harry and this is Learn English with British Harry. There are some words that you won't learn in a book or in the classroom. These are British slang words. Bonkers, bonkers. This means when a person or a situation is crazy. If someone is running down the street with a Superman cape and screaming, "I am Superman," you could say, "He was bonkers." If at work they expect you to work overtime with no pay, you could say, "They are bonkers to think I'm going to work without overtime pay." Tight-assed. Tight-assed, you could also say stingy. So when someone is tight-assed, they don't want to spend money. If you are going out with a friend to a restaurant, if they are being tight-assed, they don't want to contribute any money. Stingy is a little bit more formal. So again, it's someone that doesn't like to spend money. They may make their own lunch and be very cost effective. Tight-assed is a bit more informal. So it's someone that, yes, they don't like to spend money, but they're also not charitable. So if it comes to a situation when you have to donate money, they are less inclined to do so. Jammy. Jammy means to be very lucky or fortunate. There's a slight element of being envious or being jealous because that person was really lucky. They could have won the lottery and just bought one ticket. So you could say, you are so jammy. A person could be walking along the street and find some money on the ground. And you could say, you're so jammy. Because yes, you're very lucky and it was just extremely lucky. So you're mildly envious as well. Pear-shaped means when something goes very wrong. You could have had some amazing plans to go on a holiday, but then there's an unexpected storm and the plane cannot take off. You could say, my plans went pear-shaped because of the storm. You could be waiting to give a presentation at work. Maybe you have everything ready, but then your plans went pear-shaped because the projector stopped working. So pear-shaped means when your plans or when something goes wrong. Easy peasy. This is when something is extremely easy. It's often used in a light-hearted or playful manner. You can extend it, so you can say easy peasy, lemon squeezy. For example, the maths question was easy peasy. Or just follow the instructions. It's easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Fluff, fluff. This can have two meanings. The first can mean if it's something that is not serious. For example, the article was full of fluff. The content was not to be taken seriously. So you could be reading a magazine or a newspaper and it can be full of fluff. It can be an article about celebrities as opposed to world affairs or the economy. The second can mean if you've made a mistake. For example, he fluffed his lines. So if there's an actor on stage and he forgets his lines, he fluffed his lines. Lippy, lippy. This means when someone is outspoken and they can be rude. So if a student is talking back to the teacher and constantly interrupting, you could say, he's being lippy. Gaff, gaff. This has a few meanings. You can refer to this as someone's home. I'm going to the gaff later. Do you want to come? It can also mean when someone's made a mistake. He made a gaffe in front of his boss by showing him the wrong project. Have a go, have a go. This means to encourage someone or to invite someone to a challenge. For example, if you haven't baked a cake before and you're not sure what to do, you could say, just have a go. So you're encouraging them to try. Keep your hair on. Keep your hair on. This means to tell someone to calm down. Maybe there's an argument and you're trying to get your friend to calm down, you could say, keep your hair on. So this is quite light-hearted, but you have to be careful because it can provoke the person even more. If you're telling them to keep their hair on, it could come across in a rude or bad way. So be careful who you say this to. Get your knickers in a twist. So knickers refers to female underwear. So if you're telling someone, don't get your knickers in a twist, this means you're telling someone to calm down. And again, you have to be careful how you use this, because if you're using it with a friend, it comes across as being quite friendly and funny and light-hearted. But if you're saying it to someone you don't know, it could make them more angry. So if there's an argument and you say to them, don't get your knickers in a twist, it will be okay, they may get more angry. Leery, leery. This means when someone is very loud, they can come across as being rude, maybe obnoxious, and generally after they've had a few drinks, some alcohol. So if someone is in the pub and they've had too many drinks and they're being very loud, you could say, he's being very leery. Whip around, whip around. This means to go around and to collect money from other people. If there's a colleague's birthday party at work, you could have a whip around. So you could ask everyone to contribute some money so you can buy a present for this person. Myft, myft. This is when you are annoyed. So it's not as strong as being angry, but you are annoyed. There could be a situation where you were not invited to a party. So you could say, I'm miffed that they didn't invite me to the party. So it's not as strong as angry, but you are still upset or annoyed about the situation. Dodgy, dodgy. This one is really popular. You'll hear this all the time. This can refer to someone that is suspicious, or if you are questioning the quality of something. You could say, I'm not walking down that road because it looks a bit dodgy. So here the situation looks slightly dangerous and you're worried about the situation. There could be a person that you think looks a bit dangerous and you're a bit worried about your safety. You think, he looks a bit dodgy, she looks a bit dodgy. There could be something that you bought, and you could have bought a laptop and the person selling it to you offers you a very low price. So here the situation can seem a bit dodgy because it seems too good to be true. Fit, fit. This refers to someone that you find attractive. You can say it to a male or a female. So he looks fit, she looks fit. So it's when you find someone attractive. Chirp sing, chirp sing. If you think about a bird that would chirp or tweet. So when you are chirping, you are chatting up. You are flirting with someone else. You could say he's chirping her because he wants to go out on a date with her. So chirping is when you find someone attractive and you're trying to engage in some conversation to see if you can take it to the next step. Quidd, quid. This means £1. Do you have a quid? I need a quid to pay for the parking. Banter, banter. This is light-hearted conversation, and it's generally with friends and people that you know because there can be complex dynamics involved. If someone has a new haircut and they feel good about it, but you are making fun of their haircut, you're having some banter, and the other person knows that I'm not going to take it seriously. So banter is light-hearted conversation. Skint, skint. This is when you have no money. For example, I can't go to the cinema. I'm absolutely skint. I'm waiting for payday. So skint is when you have no money. Bird, bird. Yes, the animal bird, it refers to a female. So if he is talking to a bird, he is talking to a woman and he's trying to go out on a date. Oh, he's chatting to the bird. Fancy, fancy. Again, this has a few meanings. It can mean that you like someone, she fancies him, or it could mean that you want to have something or you're in the mood for something. I fancy eating a pizza tonight. Take the piss. You have to be careful how you use this one. It can come across as being rude, or it can be used as banter. So if someone is making fun of your dress sense, they could be having some banter, or they could be taking the piss. So when you take the piss, it comes across as being more rude. You can even use this with a situation. If someone is charging a really high price for something that you want to buy, you could say, they are taking the piss with the price of this. Bloody, bloody. This is used quite often, depending on the situation. It can come across as being rude in some contexts. This can be used as an exclamation. For example, that was a bloody good movie, or he's a bloody idiot. So you have to be careful how you use this, and it's used as an exclamation. You may hear people use this, for example, if they've stubbed their toe or they've hurt themselves, they may say, oh, bloody hell. So it's used as an exclamation. Muppet, Muppet. This is used to refer to someone as a fool. So it can be rude, but again, with all of these words, it depends on the context, with who you are using it with. If your friend has forgotten her or his keys at home and you say to them, you're such a Muppet, you forgot your keys again. So it can come across as being quite funny, light-hearted. But if you say it to someone you don't know, you're a Muppet, that can come across as being quite rude. Bollocks, bollocks. This word is again used as an exclamation. If you make a mistake, if you took the wrong train and you just realized, oh bollocks, I took the wrong train. If someone is talking rubbish, maybe there's a politician and they're making a lot of promises, and you could say, that's a load of bollocks. In some cases, it can be seen to be as rude. It depends on who you're using it with, but it's a very British word. Gutted, gutted. This is when you are extremely disappointed. Your team could be winning and in the last second the opponent scores. I was extremely gutted that they scored. So gutted means to be extremely disappointed. Thank you so much for watching this lesson. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this video. If you liked the lesson, please click on the like button. If you are new here, please click on the subscribe button. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.